Hello, welcome back. Alex and we are here with you this afternoon on Brahmaya TV channel, live here in Portugal. We are going live with His Excellency Dr. Manuel Noronha Andre, the Consulate General of Sierra Leone in Portugal. Mr. Andre is the President and Chairman of SCI, Service Corporation International in Portugal, the largest multinational or mortuary funeral industry in the world. He is a lawyer and consulate at the same time from Lisbon College of Law. He is also Business Development Director in Upway Group. He studies in several universities in the globe like University of Cambridge, University of Hong Kong, University of Lisbon, and many more. He speaks 6 international languages, which include English, French, Spanish, Portuguese, Italian, and German verbally. Let's welcome His Excellency Dr. Emmanuel Noronha Andre on Brahmaya TV channel.
Okay. Here you are.
Mr. Consulate.
Very good honor to have the opportunity to talk to you and to other people about my job here in Portugal and some ideas and suggestions that I might do.
Dr. or His Excellency Emmanuel Noronha Andre, the Consulate General of Sierra Leone in Portugal. He is a lawyer and consulate at the same time from Lisbon College of Law. He speaks 6 languages. He's my boss and
stayed 7.5 years in China. I worked for a Chinese company and it was a very nice experience. And I have traveled the whole world. This is just something that I wanted to say.
His Excellency, sir, as you have served, let's begin.
Yes.
Okay. You're going to be live in Sierra Leone and people are going to hear you, including the president and the ministry. Just, sir?
Very good.
Yeah. His Excellency, sir, as you have served as a consulate of Sierra Leone in Portugal for over 40 years now, yeah. His Excellency Sekapiste Joseph Saidu Momo, right? What are some of the challenges you are facing and what do you think of government should do about it?
Things have been changing since I was appointed. I was appointed by President Siaka Stephen. And I visited Sierra Leone officially when there was their President Momo. Then I went there privately, but these were the 2 official visits. Portugal has progressed a lot, and in terms of organization for immigrants, things have improved. One of the things that it is known, being an honorary consul, I don't receive a penny from the government of Sierra Leone. And this is a suggestion that I do to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and to the President. There is a treaty called the Hague Treaty. The Hague in Holland, in Netherlands. This treaty is subscribed by, hundreds or thousands of countries around the world. Sierra Leone has not subscribed it. I think it's free. And this means that if you are a member of this treaty, you don't need to do all this cross work to come to Sierra Leone, to come to Dakar, to the Sierra Leone embassy and then to the Portuguese one and check and stamp and so on, because the seal that will be put in Sierra Leone will be enough for any documents around the world. So this is something that the government should study. It's something diplomatic. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs should get to know, or the Ministry of Justice. How could Sierra Leone join this Treaty of the Hague? Because this will make life easier for the citizens. Okay.
As you have mentioned, since you became a consulate of Sierra Leone in Portugal, you haven't received penny from Sierra Leone government. What makes you decide to become a consulate? And
there was a colleague in Spain that asked me
for 40 years without receiving anything from the government, and you're still patient in a healthy state.
The thing that hurts me more is not the money sort of cooperation, which in principle it's not mandatory due to the to my position as honorary consul, is that there hasn't been a word of any member of the government, even changing governments, or ambassadors. I accompanied 3 or 4 ambassadors in London who were accredited to the Portuguese government. I know the president very well. He's a friend of mine. He went to school. I know the prime minister. I know a lot of people. So it's very easy for me to get inside the ministries, the departments, and so on my condition of Sierra Leone consul, because things are not that difficult. But there was no world. I'll tell you another story. I received the visit of a very powerful and billionaire from South Africa. He came to visit me here in Lisbon, not expressly. He is not African. He was born in South Africa. His parents are Iranians. And he's one of the guys very important in the oil and gas. This was some 3 years ago. And he told me, I know Sierra Leone quite well. I know that there is a dam that is not built up to the end. So there is a lack of hydroelectric power in Sierra Leone. So I'm ready and prepared. I'm prepared to build, finish the dam. We have a concession for distribution, which is fair and normal, for, I don't know, 15 years or 10 years. It will depend on negotiations. So he would spend millions of dollars or billions of dollars in finalizing the dam. This dam would give power to Freetown, because these days the power that comes from the barge from the port is not enough, it's not strong enough. And another thing which would be very, very interesting is that the whole country will benefit from the hydroelectric energy, you see. So that would allow people to do business more easily, to go in better roads, to go even far a bit. So it will develop the country, you see. So what I did was I wrote a letter that I have a copy to His Excellency the President, this President. I had his private email, and to someone else that was told that it was his right arm, so the person that was handling most of these subjects. Until today, I have not received a line. Not thank you, we are not interested. I mean, this is not possible. I mean, how can a country with people around the world and nice people here, smiley people, needing to be helped and so on, be totally ignored? You see? So I'm being very tough, because this is something that I feel in my heart, you see. Another thing was, for instance, to the ambassador in Dakar. Because, as you know, documents have to be certified by the Foreign Ministry in Sierra Leone, then have to be taken to the Sierra Leone Embassy in Dakar, then again be confirmed and registered, and then finally to the Portuguese Embassy in Dakar. So this takes time. I mean, most of them, they don't have enough money. They have to use friends that live there. So that's why this suggestion of joining this the Hague Treaty would make things much more easy. So I took the phone and I phoned the ambassador. And I said, Mr. Ambassador, I'm the Consul General, you are the ambassador. Tell me, why on earth is it necessary to do all this sort of track? And why do you take so long to give the replies and the approvals for the visas and for them to travel to Portugal? It was a very constructive conversation. He explained that Portuguese embassy represents other 9 African countries in the region. So most of the time they have not so many people there to take care of everything, so it takes time, you see. So but this is the type of thing that I could have just be sitting here and waiting for them to come for me to certify documents and so on. Another thing that So I just stopped talking.
Okay, His Excellency, that was very good and interesting. Do you really think it's a good idea to have embassy structure of Sierra Leone in Portugal?
Yes, I read this question. You have to know two things. First, an embassy costs money to the country. It's the country who pays for the embassy. The building, the rent, or the purchase, you have to pay salaries to the staff that lives here. You have to pay their rents. So it costs a lot of money for Sierra Leone. It would not be justifiable to spend all this money. I mean, for a few couples and a few number of citizens that come from Sierra Leone to Portugal. See? This is one thing. The fact of having an embassy, it doesn't change anything that I do. So these sort of diligence are not done by the ambassador, so are done by the consul, and the consul is paid by the government of Sierra Leone. I am not paid by nobody. Third, it could be appropriate to have an embassy if there would be a sort of context between the two. This is a justification for the two countries being together. So we have
relationship.
Huh?
To maintain the bilateral relationship.
Yes, exactly. You have to know that we have received, or we're going to receive, but we have already received, we're going to already receive 64 billion euros from the European Union, plus some 70 billions as well. So we have a lot of money here in the government. Of course, this money is not to distribute among friends. This is directed to modern sectors like digital, like developing new companies with new technologies. But I mean, this is something that could be studied, you see, and presented to your foreign investors. The first thing to do is an official visit, either there or here, from the government of Sierra Leone.
Oh, His Excellency, that was really interesting and really good. As a lawyer and a consulate, how difficult is it to obtain a green card or resident permit?
Not very difficult.
Nationality in Portugal.
Not very difficult. What they have to do is, it goes through me because I have to certify and translate the documents, because the documents are coming in English from Sierra Leone. The first problem is, as I repeat, the time that takes to come from the Foreign Office in Sierra Leone to Dakar, Sierra Leone Embassy, to the Portuguese Embassy, and then come back to Portugal. This takes months. Then here, when they are certified and translated, they make an appointment at the CEF, and then the CEF replies in 1 month or something and gives. There has been no problem so far, or any rejection to any Sierra Leonean in Portugal. This is one thing. The second thing, which is very popular, is to get the nationality. To get the nationality, as you know, being Portuguese, belonging to the European Union, the person has a sort of European Union passport, which means that they can either stay here in the country of origin where he got the nationality, or if he wants to go to London or to France or any other country, he is entitled to have immediate residence there. And of course, he has to prove that he has a job or he's looking for a job. So like everybody, it's not only for Sierra Leone, you see, but you can go around 27 countries, you see. So there is already a lot of Sierra Leoneans that are Portuguese. They got the nationality. They are forced to learn a bit of Portuguese, and they're smart. They go to a school, they do a test, they are taught, they do a test, and then this is one of the conditions. The others are paperwork. That's it.
You mentioned that about fish in Sierra Leone, that you already spoke with the minister. And what if this minister give you positive reply to extend this fish company, to establish this company in Sierra Leone?
There was a change in the government recently, a month ago or two, with the same prime minister, better even because he has a majority in the parliament. But the minister changed. But it doesn't matter because in these cases, it's not the ministers who decide. It's the director generals who take care of the bureaucracy and the papers, and they keep the same. So they decide politically, but the guy that studies the file is the one who can talk to me and tell me, I suggested to the minister to change this and that and that. So that could be a very good proposal for two reasons, because the government would be popular in getting an additional income from the fishermen. They had before, there was a law in the European Union that forced them to stop, and in return they were paid not to fish too much. So this means that they can use their modern ships to just go outside. I'm not saying that all of them, but obviously this depends on their mind of businessmen, going there, inquiring, seeing who are the competitors, what is the market along the African coast. That's a business, you see.
Yeah.
So this means that this has, in a way, it would be easier in my point of view, but will not add some income to the fishermen if they don't know what the market is. But if both governments would make a sort of a treaty or an agreement saying Portuguese fishermen can go to Sierra Leone, and in exchange, because here it's difficult for them to come from the Sierra Leone to come to fish here, maybe we could find another sort of business that compensates, let's say, the facilities given to the fish, you see.
Yeah. Okay, Excellency, you mentioned earlier that you spoke with a friend of yours, Mr. Leone, who proposed to go to Sierra Leone to improve the electricity facility. Is this opportunity still available? What if you get a positive reply from the government? What would be your step?
I don't know. I have here the copy of the letter. I can send again to the president or to you, doesn't matter. But two things shocked me. He is serious. He is very rich. He knows Sierra Leone quite well because he mentioned to me that there was some diamonds at the end of the dam that has not been built. Nothing special in terms of the volume of investment that he would have to do to finish the dam and organize the hydroelectric energy for the whole country. And thirdly, he's the guy that is building the pipelines between Canada and Russia. So it's somewhat that is well known, you see. I haven't received any reply. I don't know. I have probably to contact him again and ask him if he's still interested. As you know, with the war in Russia, with all...
Ministry. This is the question. I repeat again. What if you get a positive reply from His Excellency based on when he possibly watched this video, this interview of us? Possibly, maybe he might give you some positive reply, because I know him, he loves Sierra Leone and he also trying to fix some problems, especially Sierra Leone is facing difficulties on electricity. What if you get this positive reply from him? What would be your next step?
I would suggest, and that's what I would do first. There is a sort of procedures that you have to follow. The first thing, not only for two reasons. One, good education from the president. He has to reply to the letter sent to him. If he says, no, I don't want him, the guy, or I don't want to do this sort of business, it's stupid for me to go back first to the guy and ask him if he wants to come to Sierra Leone to do the business. When he arrives there and he's stopped, you see. So what has happened was a letter was sent to the president. He has to reply. And of course, he may change a bit the reply. Oh, I'm sorry, I was traveling too much, so I didn't probably receive and so on, but we are interested. Would you please talk to him and see whether he's still interested? See, this is something that will give me authority to talk to him and say, look, I have a letter from the president saying that they are interested, and if you are still interested, to talk to them directly. And then, of course, they will talk directly without me. No need for me to go.
That's the thing. And so I really appreciate your efforts you are doing for us, all of us here in Portugal. It's really, really sweet and nice to talk with you. You are kind and you are helpful to Sierra Leone, especially not everyone will take this chance and opportunity. You know, especially you are not getting a reply from the country you are representing, and you are not getting pay, salary, nothing else. You are just doing to help the people, because you thought they have to be good people in the society. So we personally say great thanks and appreciations to you. And I'm sure possibly in the ministry and the Mr. President, including the First Lady, they will watch our videos and they will see our live interview. I'm pretty sure there will be a change. I'm pretty sure of it. Okay. And we are trying very hard, including me, to fix some things here in Portugal we are lack of, especially you mentioned the document translation and require legal status in Portugal. There's a lot of things we are trying.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure. Thank you. Bye-bye.